In this video, we're going to look at the Oregon Ducks running game from this past year and gap schemes that they like to use out of different formations. So we're going to look at typical counter, and we're also going to look at GT counter. We're also going to look at their truck play in this video, so we'll dive right in. One thing that Oregon really like to do is get into different formations and unbalanced sets as well. Right here, as you're looking at it, it looks like almost a 31 personnel, so these look like 3 tight ends to me. You got a single receiver out here, you got a running back as well, and they end up running counter back this direction. If you're just looking to counter, they're going to block down and just create this wall to the backside. Now you're pulling this guard to kick. Probably number 2 right here that's going to try to squeeze. And you got the fullback working around there to the front side. So right here, just creating a lot of gaps right there, this unbalanced set. Same side run. They've been running probably the duo and everything. And right here, now they're going to come back that side with counter. 2 steps out right here is trying to set the edge. Box everything back in. There's a good kick. And right here, you've seen the second puller. Right there, that fullback working up to that linebacker, taking on the first off-color jersey that he sees. Pretty decent job here by Liberty, getting off these blocks, down blocks by these tight ends. And now they're running inside out. 2's not able to keep contained here. Safety's rolling down over the top. I just thought this was an interesting look. Obviously, it wasn't a clean look right here. Just getting into that 31 personnel set. You had a tight end, 2 fullbacks right here, getting to that counter. Same side right here against Liberty. Here's another look of a pretty interesting formation. They flip over here. They're in bunch over, so again an unbalanced set, and could again be a 31 personnel set. You got 3 real big bodies right here. This is not traditional counter, but you got your back right here, and they're running counter that direction where you're kicking here with this first fullback. Second fullback's going to wrap around for the front side right here. And as you're looking at it, it looks like Washington is in a 3 front. They rotated that way pretty hard, probably thinking about duo and getting downhill in that section. So right here, they're just going to run a counter to the backside. And right here on this, you see you're getting a down block here by the guard. Tackle's going to work through that hip up to the backside linebacker. Center's blocking back right here. And basically everybody else is just basing. Here's the first puller going to keep. You're going to try to put your front side shoulder on it, play side shoulder. Works through a little bit of contact. There is a little bit of penetration here by that D tackle through that guard's inside shoulder. A great job just avoiding contact. Front side shoulder, there's your kick. Here's your lead to the front side linebacker. If you can get your front side shoulder as well, allow that running back to go vertical. Not just extremely clean on those blocks, but they just got enough of them, and they're playing a little bit over the top. This is a really great block. This tackle walks straight up to his backside linebacker. Great angle. He's got a great base. He tries to go over the top and just stays with him. He creates a lot of space right there, moving him vertically. Big push right there by that left tackle. Then also just the interesting look right there in the unbalanced set at probably 31 personnel as well. Running the counter, but just the fullbacks pulling. The great thing about just pulling fullbacks instead of guards, you're not getting any penetration, no chance linebacker to shoot through or anything like that. Everybody's taking care of their gaps, and it's pretty solid working backside. So a great call right there. And this was Oregon going up in the Pac-12 championship game against Washington late in the third quarter on a 1st and 5. This is the same formation early in the year against Hawaii. Again, you see it's unbalanced set. You got your receiver, you got your bunch over here. Probably 31 personnel. But on this one, they're actually pulling their guards, so they were just running traditional counter against this 3 front, going to block down. These guys basically going to double there. Block back, gap hinge. And these guys are basing while he's pulling a kick. And fullback's pulling right here to lead to the front side linebacker, just working across here with the back. Could read something backside if you need to with the quarterback. And on this one, you see the defensive end. Number 12 here, he's squeezing down, does a pretty good job of surfing, seeing this puller coming to him, getting a wrong shoulder, and try to get back vertical, knock off the second puller. Right there, great job getting the D end that's squeezing pinned, getting a log. Great read here as well by the fullback to see that. Front side shoulder on the guy that's going to scrape over the top, and that's his linebacker, who he would have had either way. So squeeze here, trying to wrong shoulder, and then getting the scraping linebacker over the top with their play side shoulder kick. Great patience there by the back. And on this one, he just slides and gets downhill at the running back position, and he knows he's just got to wait and find somebody to kick. As soon as it gets kicked out, now let's get vertical into that alley. Now you're all the way up to that safety roll, and that's a great look of counter right there against somebody that's getting a wrong shoulder. And reading that log block there by the fullback was really good. Here's a good look for a heavy set from Oregon. They got an extra lineman in right here. You got your couple of fullbacks and you got a back. So I don't even know what you call this personnel. It's just jumbo heavy, something along those lines. And it looks to me like they're running power. There's kicking right here with the fullback. Everybody else is down blocking, working up those linebackers. They pull his guard, and instead of pulling a kick, he pulls the lead to the front side linebacker. And the great thing about this play as well is that you have an extra fullback right here that once he pulls and he leads, he just gets in behind and he leads as well. QB on this one, he just opens up to the running back, slide, get downhill, let these pullers get out in front. It's this guard and this fullback. Great J block here by this fullback on the power, getting his front side shoulder, getting him kicked. Everybody else is down blocking. Here's the front side linebacker working up into this D gap right here. And great job by this guard just filtering through that and puts his face mask right in the middle of him, trying to move him vertical. And you see this fullback working around behind him. Great read by him as well, getting vertical. Running back puts his hand on his back and he's falling right there, getting a couple big bodies through that gap. Those are a lot of big bodies, and then a couple pullers right there working the exact same gap. With that movement that you see right here with this defensive line, that's what really makes it. So we're 75 moving this guy, not really vertically, but he's moving him horizontally. So he's getting him out of that gap, allows that running back to make that cut, and allows that fullback to get up on that safety on a 3rd and 1 in the Fiesta Bowl there for Oregon. Another look here for counter. You got your tight end fullback over here. And just running counter back that direction. Cal's in a 3 front, so if you're just drawing it up, you can block down. Probably going to double that up to the backside linebacker. Gap hinge, probably going to base right here. Pull for the front side in. Pull for the front side linebacker. Going to go same side with it and get back downhill behind those pullers. And right here, reading this D end, he's squeezing hard, probably going to try the wrong shoulder. 74 does a pretty decent job. He's trying to put his play side shoulder on him. Probably wouldn't say we really need to just dig him out like that. I'd just say, hey, flip our hips and let's move that guy. Don't let him get vertical and knock off that second puller. Let's allow him to squeeze, but let's pin him inside a little bit better. And now that fullback is able to get a little bit cleaner read. If we know we're about to log this, you can allow that fullback to get a little bit of a cleaner read so I can get there without as much penetration. So right there, really hard squeeze by D end. And that fullback even gets up on that scraping linebacker over the top. On this one, running back going same side. Once he sees that squeeze, he thinks that it's just a race to the end zone right there. Fullback's out there to lead as well. And easy walk in. These guys playing man-to-man, they're just running them off. They have absolutely zero awareness. His ball's getting ran. So right there, walk in by Oregon after that hard squeeze. And great job by that fullback, speeding his feet up there, right there on contact, trying to stay in front. Speed kills there as well. Running back out, running those linebackers, getting in the end zone. Here's another good look and motion here from Oregon. They're actually in 3-by-1. You got a fullback here. He's working in. They're going to run a counter over there to the single receiver side. Right here, Utah's in the forefront. You can block back. You're going to work through there with these two to the backside linebacker. Pull to kick. He motions in now. He's pulling to lead to that front side linebacker. We'll see what takes place. Same side run there again for Oregon. Hard squeeze by this forefront. And he just basically locks him up, puts his face mask right in the middle of him. And this fullback, instead of going vertical, he works around. He sees that there's going to be more space to the outside. Running back does a great job of being patient, letting him get up in front. Gets that sealed. This is on a 1st and 20, so long yard situation. These guys are a little bit light on the box, rolling to a one high look. But anyway, there's still nobody in the alley right here to the backside. Once you get this guy squeezing that hard, and this fullback works around to the middle linebacker, really nobody left other than Pursuit trying to get there over the top, and that's what we have right here. The guy that was chasing that fullback anyway. So really good look. Went from a 10 personnel trips to motioning in. Now they're running counter over there to that single receiver with no alley player. So really good call. Good play design there by Oregon for a pretty good play on a 1st and 20. Here's a play to me that looks like Oregon didn't quite get up to the guys they're hoping to get to. This is just a 4-2 box. Running counter here at 20 personnel. Just drawing up, we're going to block down. Double there with that center and play side guard to the backside linebacker. Gap hinge. I know that's a hard block right there, especially with a tight 4 that we have right there. Pulling the kick. Pulling the lead right here. And on this one, looks like this center, for whatever reason, decided he's wanting to go backside, even though he had a gap hinge. Maybe he's thinking it's more of a GT than just your typical counter where this tackle's still with him. Should be doubling right there to the backside linebacker. Now they get everybody taken care of. In gets way upfield. Easy kick right there. Fullback right there into the out to the front side linebacker. Middle back to the backside. If he's playing fast and a good football player, he probably makes a tackle right there. But playing a little bit slow, running back out runs him. Still gets a big play right against Colorado on that counter, even though he didn't get to the backside linebacker with that center and guard double team. Now we're getting into some GT, and might be the best playing football. You got a 7-tech right here to the tight end. You got a tray look here, which again, Oregon does a great job of changing up formations, being able to go with pretty decent tempo, at least keep the defense guessing from different sets with tight ends, receivers, all that, and they also motion quite a bit. But right here, just looking, they're going to block back, probably going to double there, up, block down, pull to kick. This guy that's wide right here, pulling the lead to the front side linebacker. And obviously, you can do a lot of different things to make him stay wide with bubbles, pre-snap RPOs, different things along those lines. But here on this one, he's getting into the box. They're rolling to one high look, which is cool. He gets to come kick this outside linebacker that's firing down right here. There's your kick. There's your lead. And great job with this horizontal movement by the tight end and this tackle. They're walking them as far to the backside as possible. And right here on this one, as you're looking at it, they're getting a little bit of a slant. This tackle tight end, they're moving him. They're going to double him to the backside, and they're going to let him get into that gap and just basically strong arm him into the gap where there's what exactly happened to create that wall. Now you're getting the kick, lead to the front side. And of course, backside, you have to read this backside C gap because you're getting a puller. You don't have anybody to gap hinge that. Bo Nix has to read that to backside. If he would have squeezed really hard, you got a chance to pull. Nobody left in the alley there for the quarterback. But right there, getting upfield, playing the quarterback. Huge gash right there. A lot of movement for Oregon running that GT against that light box whenever they're in 11 personnel. Another look right here, running GT to the tight end. This time Stanford with the 3 front has absolutely no chance to guard this based off of alignment. Center should have worked through there, back, down, down. He will work through that hip to the backside linebacker. Pull to kick this wide linebacker, then pulling for the front side linebacker there as well. As long as you get a wall, should be cool, and they take care of all 3 down. He works up to the backside linebacker. Here's your kick. There's your lead. And right there, even though Stanford does a pretty decent job of being physical there at the point of attack, especially right there on those pullers, still really nothing that they can do as far as the numbers. Oregon still falls forward. It's about 4-5, even though they play that about as well as they could with that alignment. But you're rolling this thing back, and you're seeing Stanford has to stay in a 2 high look. You got a chance to throw this thing out here if this guy gets into the box. They roll down to a 1 high. Still can throw anything that you want out of this formation out of 2x2. But right there, GT to the tight end. Probably something they might look at doing a little bit more of in the future. Here's a look with a little bit of motion from Oregon, and it absolutely screws up the defense of Washington State on this one. And on this, you see they just bump over. There's nobody in the alley. They're still at a 5 technique and basically a shade or a 1. And he's going to work to the backside linebacker. He's blocking down. He's blocking back. Pull a kick, this wide 5. Pull the lead on that front side linebacker. He's getting downhill, and you see again just how much movement there is with this motion. Read the backside defensive end there for Bo Nix. There's the kick. That is a huge bubble right here between the defensive end and that shade or 1 tech. Easy kick, easy lead. Now they're rolling right there against Washington State's defense. And right here on this look, you can just see how big this bubble is. He's even a wide 5 right there. Get a hip to it, working up with that backside linebacker. Kick. Now lead all the way up to the safety, and that safety was still trying to roll back or roll away, just basically running away from whatever's going on, running right at him. Huge play right there for Oregon. Here's Oregon in a trip set, and Liberty's basically in a 3-1 box. You have the outside linebackers walk down, running same side GT. They're not even worried about this defensive end to this side, so they're just going to same side it. He comes across, then he gets back to the back side. Blocking down right here, blocking to the nose. He's going to block to the first down lineman backside. Pull to kick this outside linebacker. He's got to keep outside contain because there's nobody left to contain or get in the alley. He's going to pull for the only linebacker in the box that's having to scrape over the top of this. And, of course, with that misdirection right there, running back's track right there, it might get him to take a step or 2 this way. And now that helps that tackle get up to the only linebacker on the second level. Doesn't get just a huge piece of him, but since he's just a massive human being, he's having to try to jump around. Doesn't quite get there. Now, ball's in space. No alley player once you got that kick with that GT against those outside linebackers. Creating a huge play with GT counter, same side in the bowl game against Liberty. Here's a play that a lot of teams have been getting a lot of run with this past year. Just running truck. They're going to same side, toss this thing. They're actually doubling right here up to this front side linebacker, pulling the tackle for the corner right here. Everybody else is basically scooping to the front side. So just catching it, flipping it out there wide. You see a great double team right here on this defensive end. You got a couple tight end type bodies right there so you can get hip to hip. And the corner that's manned up on him right there is getting a little bit soft. Think that this is a pass or possibly just playing man-to-man right there, working that double team up. And he sees this massive human being running the alley, and he's really slow to try to get out there. But this safety feels over the top, and he has to get the brunt of this tackle out there running. There's your kick all the way up on the safety. Really good play right there, just getting the edge on that toss, pulling one guy, pulling the tackle, everybody else is scooping. Very evident that's going to be a good play with the leverage and just the personnel that USC had out there is going to have to try to make that play. This is basically the same look that you saw from the USC film, and on this one, just blocking down to that defensive end, and he's blocking this outside linebacker. Tackle's pulling around for the corner. Again, same side, we're just going to toss that thing out there, try to get wide. Pretty decent job there, working up. He starts working outside, so you're going to stay with him. Now his tackle's pulling. There's nobody left on that second level. Once you get those guys sealed, you get that kick. Nobody left. Everybody walked down. It's on a 3rd and 6. So right there, just creased it. Everybody down blocked. Took care of everybody on the first level. Got a kick on the corner. Now there's nobody left. So I thought this was a really good way to counteract those guys that just walk everybody down. Like right here on a 3rd and 6, they walk everybody down the line of scrimmage. Now you can just pin, reach around and pull and just outrun those dudes with the toss out wide. So I thought this was a really good call. and it'd probably slow a couple teams down from walking those guys down and just getting in all those gaps. So right there, great call, great execution, creating explosive play there early against Texas Tech. One more way that Oregon did this with the truck, and obviously we talked about it in our bunch videos. So right here, the motion's over and they get into bunch. They're running truck, going to base there, going to work there. Now all you're doing is you're getting an extra puller. So now this fullback's going to work to the outside, pulling this tackle, getting up to the safety. Still the same side toss. So again, here's that motion. Once he gets across, now we're going to snap the ball. Blocking the defensive end. He blocks down. He just comes and he blocks whatever shows up next, creating that wall. There was the fullback that's going to block the widest guy, and that's the guy that's manned up on him, I guess, just working way over the top. There's your kick. Here's your tackle roll in the alley, and they've already circled the defense. Just looking at this, they're scooping. Who could have made this play? If we're just being totally honest, I don't think any of these guys, even if they were unblocked at the defensive line spot, I don't think any of them are making this play. Just circling the defense, not just a ton of execution right there, as far as guys that just have to have absolutely key blocks. So right there, just getting in space, setting an edge, creating a wall, and getting a couple pullers. So it reminds me a lot of a buck sweep right there, getting on the edge with some guys that can run. Easy first down there for Oregon, again, against USC. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys got something out of that. Just looking at Oregon's gap run scheme from this past year. A ton of different formations. They did a great job with their counter, changing it up. Sometimes they pulled their guards. Sometimes they had extra fullbacks, tight ends in there that did that pulling for them, and they didn't give up any of those gaps. And obviously, GT was great, and they did it to some tight end sets, which really made it difficult for the defense to fit it, especially whenever they were playing 7 techniques. And also that truck has been really interesting and really good for them. It's been good for a lot of teams this year. So something that another kind of look into is that truck with a tight end fullback over that side, just blocking down, creating those walls, and just getting pullers out there. Like that last look, really like buck sweep. Got on the edge really quickly. And, of course, there's a play action that we saw in that bunch video as well that was pretty solid. So off of that truck. So I think it's one of those things that a lot of teams are probably going to look into. I think it's something they could be pretty versatile and probably wouldn't take a ton of time as far as practice. So, again, I appreciate you guys watching. And if you got any value out of the video, just give it a thumbs up. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys again in the next video.